Morning, it's Patsy. I've come on now to do show you where I do some past lives readings. Um, I do a couple of three different ways that I do these. I'm going to put a link below with a spread that I did previously of using just tarot cards, not using nothing else but tarot cards. And in the comments, there is all the placements for that. Um, so you should be able to find the placements for that easily if that's something you wanted to try. I'm not going to redo it with this, with showing you this, because it would take quite a lot of time, and I'm using my mobile to upload videos, because I'm down the caravan and it takes a long time, even for 5 minutes, let alone anything too long. So I didn't want to make this too long, but I kind of wanted to sort of show you how I did these readings and sort of go into it a little. But full tarot um, past life that I do, the spread that I use, is in a link below this video. I put the link to that video. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is these cards, what are for reincarnation readings, and they're called the Reincarnation Cards Awakening Far Memory, and they're a quality hardcover book plus 61 beautiful cards, and the book is a great read just by itself. There's lots of information in there. I haven't got my notebook, so I would actually read some of it out to you if but I haven't got my notebook with me, that's at home. But I've done two full in-depth readings using these cards, and it shocked and amazed me, I must admit. I had always have a fear of large expanses of water, and I've never known where this fear come from, but the thought of being near any of the sea, swimming pools, rivers, anything like that, anything where there's a large expanse of water, terrifies me. If my children go near anything like that and I'm with them, I will freak out, I will panic, and I will go mad and tell them to get away from the edge. There's just something deep inside me that absolutely terrifies me about large expanses of water, which I could never actually quite put my finger on why this was such a deep-seated fear in me, but it was. I've never learned to swim because the thought of going in a swimming pool is no. I'm okay if I know that it'll come to my waist and no higher, but anything above that, then no, no, no. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. But when I first done this when using these cards, my cause of death came up as drowning in water. I died in water, and I thought that's quite spooky. Do you know what I mean? And then when I'd done it a second time, when I finished that first one, the full life thingy with that, I'd done a couple of months later, I started on my second one, and again I died from water. So that's two lifetimes, past lives that I've done, that have come up that I died through water, and that kind of explains to me why I have this deep fear of water in this lifetime. Just like I have a fascination with Native American Indians, but not. I mean, I'm interested in the Plains Indians and all that, all kinds of Native Americans, to be honest, but mainly the ones sort of south of the region. And my guide is from south of the region, and when I done one of my readings, I had a past life in, I think it was the Peru area, something like that. I can't remember without looking, but it was this area that the Native American culture and music is something that really draws me this lifetime around. So that all kind of slotted in too. And in the first one that I did here, using these cards, it showed me a life in Tibet, and that place has also fascinated me too, and their culture. And my biggest love on this earth at the moment, who I absolutely adore, is the Dalai Lama, and it all kind of slotted in. So they're quite fascinating to to use. But I don't just use these on their own. I mean, you can do. They're a full system on their own, and you can just use these. But I tend to add to them. But I'll kind of explain as I go. Now these cards come in 5 different categories. They've all got different backs, so you know which ones are which. You've got like that backing. And now these cards are like how you died. They've got like images on of how you died, or how you. These ones, the back are what kind of ruled your life, sort of thing. I'll explain more as I go through. And then we have these ones on upside down. This is kind of the area you lived in. Then you've got these ones. This is the country, what area of the world you lived in. And then these ones are what kind of what your occupation was, or what you did in that lifetime. So I always start with the area that I came from. So I'll give you a quick. We've got India and Southeast Asia. We have South America. We have Egypt. We have Greece. We have the Dark Ages. We have photo historic. We have indigenous tribal. We have alien. Now I don't myself work with this card, and it's going to come out, so I tend to take that one out. People have different belief systems, and they'll keep that in, but I don't. We have Islamic. We have Rome. We have prehistoric. We have Central Asia, Tibet, that's the one that I got. We have Renaissance. We have China and Japan. We have Central America, and we have the Celtic. So they're the cards of what area of the world you come to. So you would shuffle these and ask to show you a previous past life. You can light your candles, you can, whatever you need to do to start off one of your spells, how you would normally start off. I would normally do this, but I'm just doing this as a quick example of how these cards work. So then I would just fan them out and choose when that one wants to come out. So there we go. So we've got Rome. So this lifetime was in Rome. Now, if you look in the book, it explains an awful lot about what it was like at different times of the, in Rome at that time, which would be interesting to, see. So now what we choose these ones, which is like what kind of area you lived in Rome. So I've got the Riverine, a city, a town, the mountain regions, the seashore, the forest, the marine. I got that a couple of times. The desert and the fields. So again, you would ask what sort of area in this lifetime in Rome did you live in, and then you would, fingers are really dry today, pull a card you're drawn to. And we've got fields. Again, if you go into the book, it does explain, different things about different times periods of where, what was what. So what did I do in this lifetime in Rome? Yeah, so this one, and this is this one. And then we have religious. I was a mother, a labourer, a beggar, a government, artist or artisan, courtesan, agricultural, trader, a builder, military, health, education, or law. So they're all your cards of what you did in this lifetime. Again, you shuffle and you choose a card you're drawn to, and whichever way you do this, I just pulled that one, and I got an artist or artisan. So this lifetime in Rome, the area that I lived in was very field or, you know, agricultural area, but I was an artist or artisan in this lifetime. Now, this one is what that lifetime's lesson was for me. So, what was the biggest lesson for that lifetime? Fear, love and indifference, greed or generosity, creativity and destructiveness, power, freedom and servitude, stability and instability. I think there's two stuck together there. There's lifetime of growth, betrayal, abundance, and justice and injustice. So again, you would just shuffle how you would and pull one card. I just pull one, and I got betrayal. So I was betrayed in this lifetime, and that was my lesson of that lifetime, to go through betrayal. So then, how did I meet my end of this lifetime? In this one, you've got fire. It was a peaceful ending. Water. Starvation. Disease. War. Was attacked. Suicide. These two are stuck together. Accident and catastrophe. So they're all the how you passed in that lifetime, and I'll just give it a bit of a shuffle, and I'll choose that one, and I met with an accident. So like I said, that's the 5 different categories, and that gives you a rough outline of that particular lifetime. The book goes further into depth about each card, so you'll probably get more information, and it's also very often sparks memories as you're reading it and kind of connecting. Now, you can get a full reading from this by meditating on the cards and what have you. That can give you a full reading by itself. Or you can do what I do and add extra cards from the tarot to it. Now, I always use the stretch tarot for my past life work, for the simple reason I love how the images talk to me. They have a lot of people cards too, but it has a lot of detail that you can get from this deck. So this is one that I use to do past life readings. It's very Victorian style, a lot of the images, and it just seems to match really well with these. So, you know, then you can pull some extra cards from the tarot to ask questions. Like, you could turn around and you could say, this lifetime in Rome, when I had this lifetime in Rome, was I male or was I female? And then you can shuffle and pull a card. So in this lifetime in Rome, was I a male or a female? And then if I usually wait till the card jumps out, but if not, then you can just do it, you know, pull a card or split, whatever you do to pull a card, then you can get your answer from that. So, you know, again, you would just keep asking the question, and then you would fan them out, pull a card, what draws you. I would normally wait until one jumped out, but I've just broke the deck and pulled one there, and there's 2 females, so I was a woman in this lifetime. So then you can ask further questions. So as a lady in this lifetime, you know, so I was a lady in this lifetime who lived in an agricultural area, and I was an artisan, but who was betrayed and died by an accident. But so this lady in this lifetime in Rome, then you could ask, was I married or did I have a relationship in this lifetime? And again, you would shuffle asking the question and break the deck. And I just broke the deck and I got the 3 of Hearts. 3 of Swords, sorry. So obviously that it was where the betrayal comes into it. There we go. So this is how you kind of get, and then you can ask as many questions as you like, and you can just pull as many cards as you like, working on what you found out by these the main questions of this life, and then you have to journal it all, and you have to write it all down, and read up about the area at the time and all that kind of stuff. It can take a while. It's not a quick reading sort of thing, because I think the first one that I'd done took about 2 or 3 months to actually go really in depth with that lifetime, and the same with the second one that I did. But it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. And the longer you do it, the more it's like it brings something up from deep inside it, where you remember things, where you think, you know what, that makes sense because of this. So that is one way that I do a past life reading. The second way, like I said, is by doing just the tarot on its own, which you can. There's quite a few spreads out. The one I use, like I said, I have linked a connection below, but you can also use cards like these ones, the past life. I've used these a couple of times. I don't get such a deep reading out of these than I do the reincarnation cards, but again, with these I tend to just pull 3 cards and work on that. I did do one that really stood out for me, and I can't remember all the details, but I know that it was sort of quite eerily, spookily right. When I do further talks and that about the past life readings and that, and I've got the book with me, I will explain why that was. But again, you can just do 3 cards or more if you want. Now, see, I don't like these cards, so that would come out, because I don't, you know, that isn't something that I resonate with, galactic aliens, that kind of stuff. Other people do, and they would keep that in, but it's not something that I do. I'm looking at a past life, not about aliens and galactic sort of stuff. So, in this life, I got persecution and inquisition. I got authority figures and communal living. There we go. So again, the book goes in depth. There's the book there. It goes in depth for each card, and again, you can pull more cards asking questions about each individual card. Why was I persecuted, and you know, what was this inquisition and all this stuff, and pull another card and see if it brings anything up. Or you can go back to your tarot and again ask the questions and get it from the tarot, which I do. I don't do full spreads or anything with these. I tend to only pull 3, and then I'll go back to my tarot and I will work with each card, asking the tarot the questions I want answered that these 3 cards have brought up. So that is another way that I do past life. I'm due to do another one actually, because I haven't done one for a while. My only problem is I can't really journal. But if I can find one that I can voice activated to write something down for me, then I'll be able to kind of log it all down for when I can journal. But yeah, so that's the 3 ways that I do a past life reading. I do them with just the tarot, doing a spread specifically for past lives, or I do use these, and I do love this deck of cards, and I've had some great readings and some deep readings for using this and the tarot combined. You can use your past life again, but I always use the tarot to kind of bring it all to life. Both of these just give you the bare bones. Do you know what I mean? These just, you need to then fill them bare bones in using the tarot. I love the stretch tarot because of the imagery and what it evokes in me, and because it is quite an old looking deck, that this is the one that I would always use to do past life readings. So there we go. So that's just a quick introduction to show you how I do these things, but hopefully now I will do more spreads and I will do more talks on different things, and when I get my journals from home and what have you, I will go through some of the ways that things that I found out, and go through, you know, different ways that you can find different things out. But I just wanted to do this to kind of introduce you and to how I do this. And I'll be interested to see what you think, and if you do it, how you do it. Thanks for watching. Bye.